Good afternoon. This is Akashvani and I am Valsa Williams with the midday news. The headlines. Army Chief General Upendra Dwivedi reaches Srinagar, reviews security situation in the wake of Pahalgam terror attack. Pakistan Army violates ceasefire at multiple locations along line of control. Indian Army retaliates effectively. French President Emmanuel Macron calls Prime Minister Narendra Modi, says France stands firmly with India. US President Donald Trump expresses dissatisfaction over Russian missile strikes on Kyiv, asks President Vladimir Putin to halt attacks. IMD issues heatwave alert in northwest India for the next 4 days. And in IPL T20 Cricket, Chennai Super Kings to lock horns with Sunrisers Hyderabad in Chennai this evening. Army Chief General Upendra Dwivedi reached Srinagar this morning to review the security situation in the wake of Pahalgam terror attack on Tuesday. The Army Chief was briefed by Army's General Officer Commanding of Srinagar-based Chinar Corps on the overall security situation and actions being taken by the formations against terrorists and the attempts by Pakistan Army to violate the ceasefire along the line of control. They informed that General Dwivedi called on Lieutenant Governor Manoj Sinha and discussed the overall security situation in the aftermath of the Pahalgam terror attack. The Army Chief is likely to visit the Pahalgam attack site at Baisaran Forest Village in South Kashmir's Anantnag district. Meanwhile, our correspondent reports that ceasefire violations by the Pakistan Army have been reported from multiple points along the line of control in North Kashmir's Kupwara district.
The ceasefire violations by Pakistani Army have been reported from many places in Naugam area along the line of control in the North Kashmir's frontier Kupwara district. The violations have also been reported from Rajouri and Poonch areas late last night in Jammu region. Sources said small arms were used by the Pakistani Army while targeting some locations on the line of control, which was effectively responded to by the Indian Army. There are no reports of casualties till now. Meanwhile, combing operation by joint forces of Army, Police and CRPF in Baisaran village area in Pahalgam has entered 4th day now. Scores of suspects have been arrested in Pahalgam and elsewhere in Kashmir. Tariq Rathar, Akashvani News, Srinagar.
A day after India revoked visas issued to Pakistani nationals in the wake of the Pahalgam terror attack, Union Home Minister Amit Shah today spoke to all chief ministers, asking them to identify all Pakistani nationals in their states. Sources said Mr. Shah asked the chief ministers to take steps to ensure their prompt return to Pakistan. The Home Minister will also hold a meeting regarding the Indus Water Treaty in New Delhi this evening. Union Jal Shakti Minister C.R. Patil and senior government officials will attend it. India has suspended the Indus Waters Treaty in the wake of the terror attack. French President Emmanuel Macron affirmed that France stands firmly with India and its people in the wake of the terrorist attack in Pahalgam in Jammu and Kashmir. In a telephone conversation with Prime Minister Narendra Modi yesterday, Macron condemned the attack in the strongest terms and expressed deep condolences. He further said that France, along with its allies, will continue the fight against terrorism wherever necessary. The heinous Pahalgam terrorist attack, which occurred on Tuesday in the Baisaran meadow of Anantnag district, has drawn condemnation from across the world. UK MP Bob Blackman has expressed strong support for any actions India takes to pursue the terrorists and their supporters responsible for the attack in Pahalgam. He was speaking at a solemn commemorative ceremony organised by the High Commission of India in London, held in memory of the victims of the Pahalgam terrorist attack and in solidarity with the spirit of India. Mr. Blackman expressed hope that all political parties in the UK will stand united with the Indian government in backing any necessary actions, including military measures to eliminate terrorist bases located across the line of control between India and Pakistan. The ceremony was attended by Union Minister of State for Information and Broadcasting, L. Murugan, and Maharashtra's Minister of Social Justice, Sanjay Shirshat. Union Minister Jyotiraditya Scindia has condemned the terror attack in Pahalgam, saying inhuman elements have tried to strike at the soul of the country, but India will rise faster and higher. Speaking at a function in New Delhi, the minister said the people of India stand united across every state, every faith, and with one voice.
What happened in Pahalgam was a cowardly, heinous attack by inhuman elements that claimed innocent lives. Those inhumans have tried to strike at the soul of our country. But they do not realize that India rises even faster and higher when challenged at this very core. The Prime Minister in a statement yesterday said that we will go to any extent. We will search high and low. We will ensure that we terminate such elements that even try and take innocent lives of our countrymen and women.
The National Human Rights Commission, NHRC, has condemned the killing of innocent civilians by terrorists in Pahalgam. In a statement, the NHRC said the time has come to act against those indulging in terrorism directly or indirectly and to hold them accountable for this menace against humanity. The Commission expressed hope that the state will take all necessary steps to fix accountability, bring the perpetrators to justice, and provide succour to the families of the victims in all possible manner. Several markets in the national capital Delhi are closed today as traders have called for a bandh to protest the terror attack in Pahalgam. A sympathy march is being held from Chandni Chowk to Red Fort. The Secretary General of Confederation of All India Traders and Delhi BJP MP Praveen Khandelwal said more than 900 shops are completely closed.
पहलगांव में जिस प्रकार से निर्मम की गई आतंकियों द्वारा आज उसके विरोध में दिल्ली के 8 लाख से अधिक व्यापारी और 900 से अधिक बाजार पूरी तरीके से बंद हैं और कड़ी से कड़ी सजा उन लोगों को मिलनी चाहिए क्योंकि जो उन्होंने किया वो क्षमा के लायक नहीं है.
We have news just in. In Jammu and Kashmir, a terrorist associate was killed in an ongoing anti-terrorist operation in Bazipura Kulnar area of Arjas in North Kashmir's Bandipora district today. The killed terrorist associate has been identified as Altaf Lalli, a member of the Lashkar-e-Taiba outfit. The cordon and search operation by joint forces of Army and Jammu and Kashmir Police continues in the forest area following pre-dawn fierce exchange of gunfire in North Kashmir's Bandipora district. The operation is still underway. Further details are awaited. India has decided to suspend visa services to Pakistani nationals with immediate effect in the wake of the Pahalgam terror attack. All existing valid visas issued by India to Pakistani nationals will also be revoked with effect from the 27th of this month. Besides, medical visas issued to citizens of the neighbouring country will only be valid till the 29th of this month. In a statement, the External Affairs Ministry said all Pakistani nationals currently in India must leave the country before the set deadline of visas. It has also advised Indian nationals to avoid travelling to Pakistan, and those Indians currently in Pakistan have also been asked to return to India at the earliest. However, the ministry later clarified that the revocation of visas to Pakistani nationals does not apply to the long-term visas already issued to Hindu Pakistani nationals, which remain valid. In Kerala, the mortal remains of N. Ramachandran, who was killed in the terror attack at Pahalgam in Jammu and Kashmir last Tuesday, was consigned to flames in Kochi this afternoon with full state honours. Earlier, several hundreds bid a tearful adieu to Ramachandran at the Changampura Park at Edapalli in the city, where the body was kept for the public to pay homage. Kerala Governor Rajendra Arlekar, Goa Governor P.S. Sridharan Pillai, Minister of State Suresh Gopi, State Ministers P. Rajiv and A.K. Sashindran, former Union Minister V. Muralidharan were among those who paid last respects. This is Akashvani giving you the news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our X handle at AIR News Alerts, and for details of stories and more, log on to our website www.newsonair.gov.in and download News on AIR app. Welcome back. You're listening to the Midday News. Union Minister Jyotiraditya Scindia has said that quantum computing is a giant leap that will define innovation, accelerate scientific discovery, and unlock multiple solutions to human problems. Inaugurating the third International Quantum Communication Conclave in New Delhi today, Mr. Scindia said the third edition will lead to a new impetus for the National Quantum Mission. He added that quantum technology now stands poised to redefine computing, communication, and national security.
Under Prime Minister Narendra Modi's leadership, India is heralding a new future, a paradigm shift, not only for our country but for the world. Our products, scientific temper and our capability will ensure not only the provision of quantum computing as a new paradigm shift in technology across the world, but also ensure secure, scalable services for information, for security, for our country and across the world.
The Union Labour Ministry has said that 15,43,000 new workers have been enrolled under the ESI scheme in February this year. The ministry said out of the total employees, 7.36 lakh employees belong to the age group of up to 25 years. The provisional payroll data of Employees State Insurance Corporation (ESIC) also revealed that more than 23,000 new establishments have been brought under the Social Security ambit of the ESI scheme in the month of February. Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar has said that India is growing fast with a sound economy, infrastructure, global reputation, and has provided a landscape for today's youth with immense possibilities to develop themselves to be leaders of the future. Delivering his inaugural speech at the two-day Vice-Chancellor's Conference at Raj Bhavan, Ooty today, the Vice President said that leadership in science, research and development is quintessential to lead the trajectory path to a developed nation.
IMF says India is a global destination of investment and opportunity. We need to tell our youth this accreditation, this validation is not for government jobs. It is for the opportunities that are in the basket of youth.
US President Donald Trump has expressed dissatisfaction with the recent Russian missile strikes on Kyiv, which resulted in at least 12 deaths and 90 injuries. Trump called on Russian President Vladimir Putin to halt the attacks, although he refrained from outlining any immediate additional measures against Russia. The US President emphasized that his administration is exerting significant pressure on both sides to bring an end to the conflict. Meanwhile, Trump's special envoy Steve Witkoff is scheduled to meet with President Putin in Moscow later today to discuss potential steps towards a resolution. The inaugural Army-to-Army staff talks between the Indian Army and the Royal Saudi Land Forces were held in New Delhi. The discussions focused on the annual Defence Cooperation Plan covering joint exercise Sadat and Sikh, training, military education, domain expert exchanges and engagements in areas of mutual interest. Former ISRO chairman and a key architect of India's national education policy, Dr. K. Kasturirangan, passed away this morning at his residence in Bengaluru. He was 84. The India Meteorological Department IMD has forecast heat wave conditions over Punjab, Haryana, Delhi, Uttar Pradesh, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh during the next 4 days. The weather agency said that in the national capital the temperature will also rise. Maximum temperatures are expected to rise by 2 to 3 degrees Celsius over Punjab, Haryana and Delhi during the next 6 days and by 3 degrees Celsius over Uttar Pradesh for subsequent 4 days. In IPL T20 Cricket, Chennai Super Kings will lock horns with Sunrisers Hyderabad at the M.A. Chidambaram Stadium in Chennai this evening. The match is scheduled to begin at 7:30 p.m. Both teams are currently at the bottom of the points table, having managed only 2 wins each from their first 8 matches. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Army Chief General Upendra Dwivedi reaches Srinagar, reviews security situation in the wake of Pahalgam terror attack. Pakistan Army violates ceasefire at multiple locations along line of control. Indian Army retaliates effectively. French President Emmanuel Macron calls Prime Minister Narendra Modi, says France stands firmly with India. US President Donald Trump expresses dissatisfaction over Russian missile strikes on Kyiv, asks President Vladimir Putin to halt attacks. IMD issues heat wave alert in northwest India for the next 4 days. And in IPL T20 Cricket, Chennai Super Kings to lock horns with Sunrisers Hyderabad in Chennai this evening. And with that, we end the midday news.